Boy, bro, oh, no, wait. Dream it, believe it, become it.
Come on down. Come on down.
Bro, Spence, it's like you don't want him to have no rest. Bro, it's like one after the other, after the other, after the other. It's non-stop.
This is part of the game, my friend. So we must keep on pushing forward, and you know what I mean. It is about content because content's king, not cash, but content is king.
What do you
And
mean? What do you mean? Cash is king as well.
no, content. So yeah,
anyway, Spence, we're here tonight to pay homage, respect, and honor to the great late Leon Spinks. You know
100%.
who lost his 5-year battle with prostate and other cancers at the age of 67 years old, young. Um, Leon, he served in the United States Marine Corps. And when he was serving, that's when he represented uh, the US and won a gold medal in the 1976
Yep.
Montreal Olympics. Um, but I would say I'm going to touch on this. Leon really cemented his iconic place in boxing history when and I've been doing my research as well. The 15th of February, 1978, in Las Vegas, he shook up not only his own world, the boxing world, but I guess Muhammad Ali's world when he defeated, after only 7 fights as a professional, the one and only Muhammad Ali, becoming the undisputed heavyweight champion.
Sorry to correct you. It was the 15th of September, but
That's what I said. Oh, was it 15th September?
yeah, it was 15th of September.
That's why we got your knowledge. That's why I say, come on, Spence. Bro, that's what I love about you. Not only you got the black book, you got the date book as well.
You know what? You were actually right. You know why?
Go on.
The first fight was on the 15th because they were both on the 15th. The
There
first
you
fight
go.
was on the 15th. Now,
There you go.
because I remember, like in the months of how long he held the title for,
Yes.
he held it for 7 months.
Yes. February to September, I guess, yeah?
Yeah, February to September he held the title for, but they were
So,
both on the 15th. That's why.
okay. So I was right then.
Yeah.
And you gotta remember, when he fought Ali, he was actually a cruiserweight.
Yeah, of course.
Because he weighed 197.
Yeah, he was a cruiserweight.
Yeah, today cruiserweight is 200 pounds.
Yeah, he was a cruiserweight.
And Ali outweighed him by at least 25 pounds that night. Mike also won a gold medal. Leon also won a gold medal. And so did Michael. That's the point. That's what I was trying to say. Michael won a gold medal at the same games. I remember you even touched me. You even educated me.
At middleweight. Yeah.
At middleweight today. So, there's so much to go through. The man really, really cemented his legacy, and he'll be sorely missed. And again, just like you, Roy Curry, we're absolutely paying our respects and just going over his career, much like we've done with everyone so far that we've had on the show. So, Spence, take it away. Break down some of the things.
Some of the things. When he turned professional, he turned professional with Butch Lewis, right?
Yes.
Right. And
the Butch Lewis is the man who used to have the bare chest and the bow tie in it.
That's right.
Yeah.
Also, Butch Lewis was one of the best ever impersonators of Muhammad Ali.
Wow.
And Butch Lewis was, I don't know, like advisor to Joe Frazier.
Mm.
So like the famous story of Ali and Joe Frazier riding together in a car, in the middle of that was actually Butch Lewis. And they were both,
Okay.
and Ali and Frazier were both referring to each other as champ. How you doing, champ? I'm good, champ. It was like one of those kind of ones. So Butch Lewis went out and he orchestrated for the two Spinks brothers to turn professional. Now,
Yes.
at the time of the 1976 Olympics, which was actually in Montreal.
Yes, Montreal Olympics.
Yeah,
Yes.
right. The Olympic team, Sugar Leonard, who was standout.
Yes.
The Spinks brothers, who were standout. But the real standout weren't none of those guys. The real standout was Howard Davis Jr. He was the standout.
Did he won the Val Balker Award?
That's right.
Yes.
I mean, and he was a standout out of those guys. Unfortunately, when he turned professional, he didn't do nothing as a pro because like he was heavily invested with the same people that invested in Jerry Cooney, and he wanted to bring his father with him, and they were saying, well, maybe we should bring in another professional trainer, and and it didn't work out for him. But with the Spinks brothers, when Leon turned pro, they were also ran wins and nothing really to prepare him to fight even an aging Muhammad Ali, but it's still Ali.
Yeah, let's get that right. It wasn't aging Ali, but it was still Muhammad Ali.
He was 36 at the time.
Yes. Stephen Bailey said, do you think Leon's long amateur career and him not turning professional until the age of 24 affected his professional career? Because I mean, he had a lot of losses as a professional as well. I think, something like 17 losses by the time his career finished. Will you put that down to the fact that maybe it was just that there was so many good fighters around in those days?
No, I would put it down to the fact of, I think the worst thing that could have happened to Leon Spinks was the fact that he actually beat Ali at the time when he beat Ali.
Yes.
In 1977, he gets a draw with Scott Ledoux, right?
Come on, the knowledge.
Right, and Scott Ledoux was all right fighter. He weren't amazing. You know what I mean? They were Scott Ledoux got broke up. I remember he got broke up vicious by Larry Holmes, right? No, viciously by Larry Holmes.
Yes.
Right? But I think the worst thing could happen to Leon Spinks was like he got the Ali fight.
Yes.
And he won the Ali fight.
Yes.
Now, a lot of people at the time were saying, because at the time no heavyweight actually won the title 3 times. Ali tied by winning it 2 times because Ali in February 25th, 1964 beat Sonny Liston, and then in October 6th, 1974, 10-year gap, Ali beat George Foreman in Zaire and Rumble in the Jungle.
The knowledge.
Right? Floyd Patterson also did the same thing because Floyd Patterson, reigning as world heavyweight champ, loses to Ingo Bar Johansson and rematches him nearly a year after and totally destroys it. Right?
Yes.
But no heavyweight had ever won it at that time 3 times. Right? To win, lose, 3 times. No heavyweight had done it. So there was a lot of rumors that because Ali knew Butch Lewis. It was like it was deliberate. It was a ploy. Ali was to lose this fight and then come back and win it for the 3rd time. Absolute rubbish. Because the fight was actually a close fight.
Yeah, it was a split. It was a split decision.
Yeah, it was a close fight. And it was literally down on the last round. Because if you look at the punches thrown, Ali tried to stick it on Spinks like no one's business. But you have to look at Spinks was a very, very rugged, marauding kind of fight. Go watch him, how he would fight. He'd be with you and like you'd throw shots and you get this burst of energy. I don't know where you get it from, but you get energy where he just throw shots at you. and they were educated shots. But unfortunately for Spinks, he came around kind of at a time where the big heavyweights, that was like there was an evolution of having bigger men being heavyweights.
Yeah, so, George Foreman and those guys.
Yeah, come on, man. George, you got to think their man was big heavyweights.
Yes.
So he wasn't a really big heavyweight. And like you're saying, if it was today's terms, he'd be a cruiserweight. And if it was today's terms now, he'd be a very small cruiserweight because the cruiserweights now are 200 pounds.
Yeah, they're massive.
Right.
They're massive. Right. Gary, play the tape, please. Because we're going to take Leon and his family down memory lane.
Everything he can. It's 8 seconds away or he's lost it. He's just hammered Ali. Ali looks like he's in trouble. He's leaning against the rope for 2 seconds. It's 1 and it's a bell. It's with his right hand. Look at Ali stagger back. Ali cannot even keep his feet right. Let's go down to the pandemonium that has taken place in the ring and the official announcement. Scores 143, 142, Ali. Judge Lieutenant scores 145, 140, Spinks. Judge Harold Buck scores 144, 141. The new Leon Spinks has pulled it off. He has pulled off the upset of upset.
Come on. Spenny.
You try to catch me out. I'm eating my kids' crisps.
Spence, at the time, and big up Sylvester, he said, "Bruv, unbelievable." You know, at the time, but I didn't even know that he beat Ali. He beat Ali, fam. Sorry, he beat Ali, sir. But at the time, it was considered one of the biggest upsets in boxing history. Do you agree with that?
Yeah, without a doubt. He was a novice. You know what I mean?
But as you say novice, though.
Tunde, he was an
Olympic gold medalist, though.
Yeah, okay, cool. But could Andy Joshua win the world heavyweight title in his 8th fight?
He probably could have actually, because today's heavyweights.
Yeah. But you know, in 8 fights, the Charles Martin who Andy Joshua dispatches of, I don't believe that. I don't believe that he would have beaten him because he needed the experience of being in late round fights, even though he didn't go no late rounds. But just right, okay, I've got a 12 rounder. Getting in that tussle with Dylan White, knowing that right, I get hit, I can get hurt, but I can come back from it. It's very pressurizing, knowing that you're fighting for a world title.
Yes.
And we just got to keep this real.
Yes.
At the time when Ali fought Leon Spinks in February of '78, I'm going to keep this 100. Ali was gone. He was completely gone. He was finished, right? Ali's last real win of any significance was a stoppage win, and that was 78 or 76 against Richard Dunn. So Ali was done. But
just go on.
A novice amateur, you couldn't think of a novice amateur with 8 fights going in there with Floyd Mayweather now, even if you're champion right now, and fighting Floyd Mayweather. It's inconceivable.
Lady Shan is saying it was his 6th fight. No, Shan, it was his 8th fight, and he was 7 fights going in, as we said. So
right, 1 draw. So
you need to go check the facts.
Don't talk when big people are talk.
Yeah. So we want to really run through some questions because someone said, how did Leon even manage? Hold on, before that, how did Leon even manage to get the Ali fight? Was it because the fact that he was an Olympic gold medalist and it stacked up?
Yeah, it was that. It was the fact that he was with Butch Lewis. Butch Lewis is a proper wheeler dealer. Butch Lewis, in June of 1988, him along with Don King, and it was Donald Trump that put the money up, was the richest heavyweight title fight of all times.
The knowledge.
Right? So with Michael Spinks versus Mike Tyson for the undisputed world heavyweight championship. So Butch Lewis is a very, very clever individual, and Butch Lewis knew to hype up things. So that was there. But not only that, but prior to the fight, he was getting consistently decent fights and decent wins in. He fought some good guys. If you go look like off of the bat, he went in with good guys.
Every single one of them was undefeated.
Who?
I think every single fighter Spinks fought prior to Ali was undefeated.
No, they wasn't.
I believe no. Oh no, they wasn't. No. That's my.
They wasn't, but they were top.
Decent. Yeah. That's right.
You didn't fight no Muppets.
Yes.
You know what I mean? So the fight, I think it was, I've forgotten the guy's name, man.
What, prior to Ali?
Richie Jelly. He fights a guy who was unbeaten, who was highly ranked by the WBA.
Okay, yeah. Alfio Rijaheti.
Richard, right. He Leon Spinks fights him, and Leon Spinks beats him on points. Over, I think it's 10 rounds. I don't think it's that. Over 10 rounds. So Spinks got that win, which propelled him, put him in a position, and it was like Ali was just looking to like, look, man, I just dust this guy, because Ali was looking for his retirement party fund.
Yes.
Right.
Yeah.
And off of the back of, because I remember watching, and this is years ago, to tell you how long I watched this fight. The World of Sport showed that fight as well, and the late great Reg Guttridge did the commentary, and Reg Guttridge had Ali winning that fight. You know what I mean? But it was a close fight, and we have to be real. Somebody with 8 fights ain't meant to be doing that to Ali.
Yes, sir.
Right, and he did, because what Ali did, he tried to rope-a-dope Leon.
Yes.
Right, and when he realized, like after 7 rounds, that this shoot was still here. And he was swinging, bro. Leon Spinks was swinging. So that caused the trouble for him. And
go on, Karen.
I think that win was, regardless who or how old Ali was still his defining moment, because you went in there with 8 fights.
Yes, and correct me if I'm wrong. After that fight, he was stripped by the WBC for not going through with his normal fight and fighting Ali.
Yeah, that's right. The WBC, what happened was this: the WBC stripped him. It was for the undisputed crown. At the time, IBF wasn't formed yet.
Yes.
Right, the IBF title came into play from 1983, properly formulated in 1984, where WBC heavyweight champion of the time was Larry Holmes. Larry Holmes and Ken Norton fight, one of the greatest heavyweight fights that you could ever watch, because they fought for the vacant WBC title, because the title was vacated. Was stripped, and it was a vacant crown, which they took away the crown away from Leon Spinks, because Leon Spinks refused to fight Ken Norton, who was the #1 challenger for the title. But check this one out. The reason why he was the #1 challenger for the title, because Ken Norton, 2 years previously, gave Ali a ruckus, right? In their 3rd fight. And in Yankee Stadium, a lot of people thought that Ken Norton won the fight, and Ken Norton was on his unbeaten run. But, and there's the but with Leon Spinks was obligated, because there's a rematch clause in the contract. Ali's not stupid. Don King's definitely stupid. There's a rematch clause in the contract, but he would have got $750,000 if he would have taken the fight against Ken Norton. And to be real, Ken Norton could have most probably beaten Leon Spinks, because Leon Spinks was not really a heavy hitter. Ken Norton had trouble with heavy hitters, and their styles were pretty similar, but Ken Norton was a little bit more polished, right?
Yes.
So that's how much he was offered. But for the return fight with Muhammad Ali, he got $3.5 million. So who are you going to take? Are you going to take the fight for $700?
Take your belt. I don't want your belt.
Exactly. And because Ali, for the undisputed title, he was still regarded, and it was also for the Ring magazine, he was regarded as the lineal heavyweight champion.
Yes, sir.
So it was one of those ones. But the worst thing that could have happened to Leon Spinks is after him beating Ali, he had a wild life in the beginning. It was worse to him.
Yes.
There was reports of he would keep these wild parties and be bare cocaine. That man would live life, bro.
Yeah, yeah.
It was like, I remember like somebody came into his apartment where he kept a party, and because he had false teeth at the front, and he had some gold veneered gold diamond teeth. And so
when he's got that famous smile where there's no teeth in the middle.
No teeth.
That's what I know it. That's what we know him for.
Yeah, someone came in and stole the teeth, bro.
Old tight Jack the Truth.
Thank you very much, Jack the Truth.
My brothers keep grinding, because bro, it was brilliant today, but we was gonna even rest off, but obviously we're paying respect to the brother, the legend Leon Spinks, so it's straight back on the horse, and we have to keep on working. But thank you for the donation. Jack is the truth. Yes, sir.
Without a doubt.
Come on, Spenny.
Without a doubt. So, like I'm saying, the worst thing that could happen to him was that, because in the rematch against Ali, right, which was September of that year.
Yes.
Ali was looking at, right, this is my last hurrah. And it should have been. And it would have been fitting for Ali at that time to retire. You know, Ali had 2 more fights after that. One in October of 1980 against Larry Holmes.
The knowledge.
Which was disgusting. And then his last fight in 1981 in Bahamas. And Tommy Hearns was actually on that undercard, you know, against a man called Ernie Singletary. Right? And I always mentioned Tommy Hearns because the respect that Mark Breland, when he was on our show, paid him.
Yes.
So Leon Spinks in the rematch, he was living high life. He wasn't the same guy at all. But in saying that, it's kind of, I still think Ali would have beaten him. If it was the Leon Spinks that turned up in their first fight in February, I still believe that Ali would have beaten him. Right?
Yes.
But it was this pandemonium. It was like Archie Moore was working with Leon Spinks, and Archie Moore left the corner before the fight even done. Because he just gave up, like, to hell with this, man. It's you ain't serious. And
interesting.
It's one of those. It's one of those ones where, like, you got to think 1978, $3 million.
That's what's crossing my mind now. I was just about to touch on that. You know, someone getting that kind of purse all those years ago. I mean, we spoke to Ambrose. Well, Ambrose spoke to us a few hours ago, and he told us that he secured a £1 million purse for Nigel Benn. And
if it's today, it'd be about 15 million.
And today will be worth about 15 million. So you imagine $3.5 million in 1997. What the economic value would be today? So these guys are living life.
Yeah. So from then he goes on, because Spinks is still a name because he's the guy that beat Ali.
And it's boxing heritage, because Michael Spinks and Corey. I remember when Corey lifted the title. You know, it's a Spinks family. They really come from a boxing heritage.
Yeah, it's a ridiculous boxing heritage, and we got to give it all the props in the world for what, especially what he accomplished. But
Yes.
it was sad because of the wild life that he lived. He didn't really fulfill his true potential.
Yes.
And that's sad, but it's also part of life.
Denise Wars, good afternoon. Good evening here to you. Spence, Denise says good afternoon. Tunde and
Good
Spence.
afternoon, young lady. How you doing? Thanks for supporting.
100%. Were there any other highlights of Leon's career other than the fact I know we fought Dwight Muhammad Qawi, but apart from the Ali standouts, and I can understand what you're saying now, that maybe the worst thing to happen to Spinks was him to win that fight so early in his career. But it's the fight which we speak about today, and then what he's going to be always remembered, because it was the biggest upset and probably one of the biggest upsets to this day. I can't think of another one as big as it.
As big as
Spinks against Ali.
no, I would say that Ali Sonny Liston was bigger. I would say Holyfield Tyson was bigger.
Yeah.
Holyfield, yeah, of course, definitely. Holyfield was gonna dead in that fight. Buster Douglas Tyson was far bigger.
Yeah, I was thinking about Buster Douglas Tyson, but I still think at the time, because of the name of Muhammad Ali and the fact that he was so Spinks was so inexperienced. I think it's
massive upset, and it runs up there. But I think the reason why we knew Ali was old at that time, I'm just gonna be real. Ali in his fight with Ernie Shavers, what was that in '77?
Yes.
Shavers wobbles him badly. So what they had, they're the post-fight medical, and in the post-fight medical, they said to Ali to shut his eyes and touch his nose, and he couldn't. So
really, Ali should have retired after he beat Spinks in the second fight.
No, I'm gonna be real. Ali should have retired after Thriller in Manila.
Okay.
Right.
Andrew said original no teeth, front teeth, dunga. Blip, blip.
So I reckon Ali should have retired after the Thriller in Manila, because they were both old men, Frazier and Ali, and that fight was like life and death. And maybe Ali should have retired then, called it a day, I believe. But it is what it is. But Leon Spinks was a fantastic fighter. And I remember, it was sad. Leon Spinks went in with Larry Holmes for Larry Holmes' WBC title. What Steve Bailey say?
Yes.
What did Steve Bailey say?
Say that again. I was reading the comment as you're talking.
Yeah. What did you say?
Steve Bailey said, some achievement for Leon to fight a heavyweight crown after 8 fights. It took marvelous Marvin Hagler nearly 50 before he fought for a world title.
Very true. And Marvin Hagler fought Vinto Antifermo in 1979 November. And that was actually on the undercard of Sugar Ray Leonard versus Luca Benitez. Like I said, different times. Ollie Stroller says Spinks' purse for the second fight would be worth about $15 million in today's money. That's ridiculous.
That's serious. That is serious. Big, a load of money. And I know there's enough mouths to feed.
I'm telling you. So Spinks carried on fighting.
Yeah.
Picked up wins where he could. And I remember, the mad one is this. 1979 he fights Jerry Coetzee. Jerry Coetzee goes on later on to knock out Michael Dokes for the WBA heavyweight title. A lot of controversy about Jerry Coetzee because he's South African, and we had the apartheid system going on then, right?
Yes.
I remember this is 79, you know. So this is just after he loses to Ali on points. He fights Jerry Cook. Jerry Cook, that little tough back, South
South
Africa.
African, yes.
Hands him out in one round, you know. Go watch that fight. Like, it was proper goes after him.
Yes.
So, like, he still ends up 3 fights, I think it's 3 or 4 fights later, ended up fighting Larry Holmes for the WBC heavyweight title. And Larry Holmes really jumped on him and gives Spinks a horrible beating. And this is 1981. Now, the irony is this: 4 years later, his brother Michael Spinks goes and fights Larry Holmes and defeats Larry Holmes not once but twice for the IBF heavyweight championship and also the Ring magazine. So it's kind of like well, look, you beat my brother, I'm gonna get you, and that's what happened. But if we look at Leon Spinks for a fighter,
yes,
the mere fact that he was an Olympic gold medalist,
yes,
the mere fact that there was a lot of hype. Yeah, sorry, what's that? Jack is the truth says what? What did he say?
I see him. He says, does Spencer have a cheat sheet? How can this all be off his dome? Bruv, I told you, is the reason.
Look, here we go. That's the light there. There was no pages, no nothing. I do things from my head. Just like that. Just like that little punk who said he needs his notes to when he's interviewing.
Yeah, the little don't let me start.
Because I studied this thing. I love this thing. Right. Yeah, right. Karen, right, what are you saying, Karen? How you doing? Yeah. Oh, thank you very much. Completely gifted. Thank you very much, brother. No, I just study boxing. I study it so much so I can lecture it. And one of the things is this: we've applied to Oxford University for me to do a PhD in boxing. It may take me about 3-4 years to do it, but I'm going to do it all the same because I just, especially boxing history, I just want to do it. So yeah.
Yes, that would be a massive achievement.
Yeah. Thank you very much, Bob. But I'm saying, so when Leon Spinks fights Larry Holmes in '81, Larry Holmes is giving him a bad beating. Right? He gives him a bad beating. And it was Don King that promoted that show as well. And the beating that he took there, really and truly, he could have called it a day, you know? Yes. Right? He could have called it a day. But you know what I mean, at that time he was 4 years as a professional fighter. He didn't. He continued fighting. Shion, thank you very much, my friend.
Shion says, great show, my big brothers. Unable to watch in full now, but we'll catch up tomorrow. Keep up the good work. Thank you very much, sir. Shion.
I've got to ring this brother as well, you know. Shion, I'm gonna ring you tomorrow. Because he reached out to me. He wants to do something in boxing. We need to support anyone who's trying to do this thing, especially when they turn to us and they know that we're the uncles now to
come on.
And the way your face looks so shiny and young to you know, I mean, grow your beard, bro. What's the matter with you?
419. Yeah, absolutely. So big up Sharon. And he was with us today. I'm sure that was with him. That was with us in the clubhouse.
Yes, he was definitely. He was with us earlier today
for 4 hours.
That was a mad one.
2 to 6, and then we're straight back here paying respect to the late great Leon Spinks, and also some people might not know. You know, Leon had a brief career as a wrestler. Like a lot of the ex heavyweights, they go into the little WWE thing.
The one that really the Steve Bailey says, how do you think the Spinks brothers would have competed with today's heavyweights? I don't think they would have, because they wouldn't be heavyweights. Michael Spinks was not a heavyweight.
No way. Tyson showed that.
Right, Michael Spinks was not a heavyweight. Michael Spinks is one of, in my mind, top 5 light heavyweights of all time.
Yes.
Right?
Facts.
Leon Spinks, as Tunde's alluded to, like, it was like 205.
197 when he fought Ali.
Yeah, it was 205. These guys in comparison are small guys.
Yes.
So it would have been difficult for them guys to manage. They would be cruiserweights today. So yeah. No, I don't think either of them would have really competed fairly well. And not only that, but Michael Spinks used to suffer from a lot of injury. He was like his knees were always strapped. He had cartilage problems and everything else. So I don't think they would have done fair too good with the size of these big men. But skill-wise, technically they were far superior than these guys that you had around today. And not only that, but they both had unique styles. Leon Spinks he used to just come forward and he'd be swinging to him. He'd be swinging.
We saw that in the last round with Ali. He's throwing uppercuts and he was going all at it. You know, in 2017, I think he was inducted. I know he was inducted into the Nevada Boxing Hall of Fame. And I think when he went up to collect the trophy, he was like, about time. I said, about time. It's taken you all these years to honor and respect him, but he got there in the end, and I think that was a fitting tribute to him. And his brother got inducted that year, and credit to the both of them, for having that again on their legacy.
Yeah,
I think I actually met Leon. I think I actually met Leon
in Vegas.
Yeah, for the first Fury Wilder fight.
Yeah, you did.
I don't know if it was Leon or if it was Michael.
No, it was Leon.
Yeah, I met him and I said, you know me, I bow down to the elders. I was like, oh, how you doing, sir? Nice to meet you. You understand? He's a very big man, very, very big man. And I think they brought up a lot of the old heavyweight legends. Remember Holyfield? I was thinking, bro, you man are dusty, fam. I'm like, well, but when Leon was asked about his life, he always said he had a comfortable life, settled down in Las Vegas, and I mean, listen, sometimes you can't find words to, especially when someone leaves us, but they only leave us as you always say, if we forget about them.
Yeah,
and again, I believe it's our duty to honor these great legends, and keep their name in the minds of the young and the old after they've left.
Because if we look back at Leon Spinks, at the time when he was winning gold medals, he was knocking out Cubans, bro. Right? Right? He was beating up man that it weren't easy for. Amateur systems change now.
Yes.
In those days, for you to be a national champion, which he was an AAU national champion. That's not easy, right?
Yes.
For you to be a Marine Corps champion, you're in the Marines. Everyone wants to be a tough guy then. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Right.
Brother Leon.
Yes, Gabo.
That's not easy. So them guys are flag bearers, and it's sad that they've passed. And but I've noticed now, like today of his passing, everybody was posting it up. Oh yeah, Leon Spinks, and it is a tragedy. But what we can do is look back and say, like, there were some great moments, because that win they had over Ali, I can remember that win over Muhammad Ali, because I just started primary school.
Yes. Gary, I've just sent you a video on YouTube, and it would be great if somehow you could play this footage on the fight as well. I'm trying to do it quickly, but I don't know if it. Okay. Carry on, Spence. Sorry about that. Well, maybe you'll have to do it. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm just saying, like, someone just put up a good question there. Usyk versus Leon Spinks. Good fight.
I think Usyk will be a bit too technical for him.
And you know what? And I have to agree with you on that one.
Yes.
I agree with you on that one, because Usyk as a cruiserweight ain't no joke.
Yeah. Very dominant.
Yeah, very dominant. He's been disappointing. but as a cruiserweight, he's the man. I could only see a couple man beating Usyk. But in saying that, I'm gonna be real,
Yes.
I think David A could have knocked out Usyk,
Yeah.
I'm gonna be real.
Yeah.
I think David A could have knocked out Usyk.
Mm. A prime David A.
Prime David A.
Mm.
I mean, the David A that knocked out Mormek was a serious David A.
Yeah. Mm.
But yeah, it's
Gary's just trying to sort out some technicals.
okay. If you can do it.
Yeah. Because
Someone just missed this. UK fitness and food and life.
I think what we should do is finish off the tribute for Leon and then maybe extend the show. Speaking about obviously yesterday, and a few other boxing questions. But I did really want to have at least the main part of this show in respect to Leon. And it's funny because you see a man who's had so many fights, but the only standout fight really is the Ali fight, and the other big name. Someone
that win was the Ali fight.
The Ali said that's correct. And I think someone said, who was Spinks's other best opponents, and I mean going through his record, I could only really see Dwight Muhammad as the Qawi, yes.
Larry Holmes.
Okay. Yeah. Okay.
All right. Jerry Coetzee wasn't no joke, bro. At the time when they fought, was at 1979. Jerry Coetzee was 21-0, bro.
Yes.
You mean Coetzee wasn't no joke. I want people to know if Jerry Coetzee was that man could punch,
Let's see. What you eating? People are asking on the stream, what you eating?
I'm eating Chris, bro.
This is definitely a live show because you couldn't go on the zone and start jamming Chris or BT. But anyway, let's take some questions now from the audience, and let's move forward. I would say. So if any of you got some questions, or if there are any past questions that we missed or that we didn't mention, let's go. Off the canvas boxing says, "Wow, you lot ain't slowing down after Breland. Big up you two gents." Well, we can't because, as I say, this was never planned actually. This was never planned. It was just a fact that same like with Hugo Curry. As soon as we heard of his death, we just felt as boxing people that we had to pay our respects and give the family something to leave with, because I see people writing a few words on the internet, but I think it's more fitting when people hear people talking about this, because everyone's so caught up on current issues. Remember, these fighters, they got families as well, and they're going through things and feeling things right now, and that pain a lot of times is not even going to leave.
It's not going to leave
for a long time, but when they can watch back and hear the son or the wife go back and watch footage of people speaking about the loved one after he's gone, I think it does a lot. I mean, you already saw with Hugo Curry's family putting you and me in the tribute. That's deep.
Yeah, of course it's deep. 100%. Who's put this up? Pernell Whitaker versus Floyd Mayweather. I think we covered that the other day. Well, Mark,
yesterday. Well, according to Breland, he said no way could Floyd Mayweather beat Pernell Whitaker. I can't really say that. I'm just being honest. because Floyd is a special fighter. Floyd is a special fighter. Okay. Someone said, do you think heavyweight boxing will return in the USA? Any heavyweight amateurs to look out for the knowledge?
Good question. And you know what? No, there's no standout up-and-coming heavyweights that I've heard through the grapevine that I should be looking out for. If there was, I'll let you know. I've got a lot of spies out there as well because, you know, I do a little scouting every now and then for MTK Global. So, yeah. But no, I haven't. Spence working for the mob, right? So,
yeah. That's the talk right now, Spence.
yeah,
The Americans yesterday after the show, they're like, this was all planned. Deontay Wilder had to come out after our show and say he gets it now. You know, Spencer's working for the mob, and they planned this thing out.
yeah. Well, like,
yeah, that's what you can say.
Very cool, man. This is what I got to say is this, right? As Tunde Ajayi keeps on saying, no, nobody. Sorry, someone just asked a question. What's that? Volume on max. To Spencer, is there anyone who holds a PhD in boxing history? No, none that I know of. So
Interesting.
That's why it would mean something to me to go and get a PhD in boxing history, right? Which is really it's not easy. It's very, very difficult. But what's difficult? Nothing's difficult. Go and do it. Yeah, I mean, go and do it. That's what
84 Boxing says this is the right way to pay respect to someone when they pass, passing on the knowledge of their career and keeping their history alive. Much respect.
Yeah,
yes, sir.
For boxing, like Tunde was saying, my favorite quote is "People only die when you forget them," and it's just important just to, you know, what Leon Spinks done. Like Leon Spinks is still like, you know what? Because you get in boxing, you get characters. Leon Spinks was a character who like he had no front teeth.
Yeah,
right. Funny. Leon Spinks was a character,
and I'm trying to
really had an afro at the time. His afro was kind of here.
Trying to get the Richard Pryor joke about Leon Spinks. I need that downloaded because that's one of the greatest, you know, the $1.50 cocaine joke. Have you heard that? You heard that Richard Pryor?
Yeah.
You know, again, man was on the tongue of legends. You know, and that's Leon Spinks, and you know these are things. Again, you know he's passing now. People got that to laugh about, you know, and remember him about. So that I think that kind of backs up what you were saying about he was living life a bit too much.
Bro, he was living that life, son.
Yes.
He was living that life. What's that? Steve Bailey.
Some of you guys, you crap me up, you know. Man said, Tunde, bring down your hat. Bring your hat down. You're looking like one of the artists on High Road. Wait, okay. You guys give me joke, man. Some of these comments is serious. Leon Spinks look like a back.
Steve Bailey says, Tony Bailey says Usyk beats anyone in heavyweight boxing, but AJ and Fury. Do I agree? No, I don't agree. I think Joe Joyce beats Usyk in a when they fought in a what was it, the
WSB?
Yeah, WSB. I think Joe Joyce beats him. I could see quite a few guys rocking him up, to tell you the honest truth, because
I would like to see him against Dillian Whyte.
That would be a fight.
Yes,
that would be a fight. But you know what?
Off subject. If you were advising, well, we do advise Dylan. Would you advise him to take this second fight with Povetkin?
Yes.
Okay.
Because it's Dillian Whyte, and because I believe that Dylan needs to get that revenge.
Yes.
For him to say, yeah, I'm moving on, and for him to vindicate himself from the last fight, I believe, yeah.
Yes. Big up Sammy Ali. He said, "Yo, what's good? Tunde and Spencer, my brothers. No, we're your uncles." But we're good, Sammy. And let me just say publicly, because a lot of you know I had to reprimand Sammy the other day or yesterday. But the young brother really apologized, and you know, my reply was, "It's all love," you know. If you're not corrected, then you don't know if you made a mistake. So big up Sammy Ali, back in the thing. Anyway, if Dylan gets sparked again, where does he go?
He's still in the run-ins because he's a heavyweight.
Exactly. Derek Chisora has lost more times than most, and we all like to see Derek because he's entertaining, and I think we get that with Dylan each time. But he ain't losing anyway. I'm still saying, you know, I'm backing Dylan all the way, and I don't think I think he's just gonna go out there and just he might do what AJ done for the second fight and just play it safe and box. But can Dylan win a boxing match?
Yes, he can.
I believe so as well.
He can.
I believe so as well.
Because he did that with Rivas.
Yep.
Right? He also did that with Joseph Parker, where he can go to 12. So yeah, I believe that he can. He can win a boxing match. He can go 12 rounds, and also his IQ is extended. He's extending his IQ. He's got every day. This is a guy that's on it. So yeah, I believe that he would win. He could win a boxing match or go in 12 rounds.
Mm-hmm. Gary, other questions? What's your thoughts on Daniel leaving Martin Bowers?
Yeah, what's your thoughts, Ton?
Well, you know, listen, it's that same thing. You know, fighters lose and always look for a scapegoat. And unfortunately, or fortunately, you know, that scapegoat 9 times out of 10 or 99 times out of 100 has to be the trainer. I'm a person, I believe it's all for one or one for all. And that mistakes that are made, if it's a real team, you come together and you try to rectify it. But at the end of the day, the trainers, the trainers and the team are always the salt and pepper to the fighter. They just add to the fighter. At the end of the day, a fighter has got what he's got in his heart, and he has to just go through and make no excuses. You win. I think what's happened nowadays is because of this mystical fighters think as soon as they lose, they got to make a change. And I feel that that's where boxers let themselves down. You know, listen, everybody is Eddie Futch from the outside. Everybody is Emmanuel Stewart from the outside. It's like you go and watch boxing matches, and man be like, throw the jab, or get out the way of the jab. Oh, we weren't thinking about that.
Nah. All we used to hear is be first, man. Be first.
Oh, be first, yeah. Oh, keep your right hand up. Keep your right hand up. Bro, come on, man. We know this. So it's like everybody's always got an opinion, but I just think that fighters nowadays, they're weak. Most fighters are weak, and they like to look for escape routes. And what they don't understand is that there ain't no escape route. It's a tough sport, and the greatest fighters, we've seen it, have had losses, come back, and improved. You know, Dylan White, you know, he came in a sport late, he lose, he improves. And although Dylan White has had, I think Dylan White is on to his third trainer now. I don't know what the reasons are for that. Dylan, everybody...
No. Fourth trainer. Yeah.
Remember,
he started with Chris Oko.
Okay, yeah. I remember that.
Then it was Jonathan Banks.
Yes. Oh, then yeah, Jonathan Banks.
Yeah. Remember, it was Jonathan Banks. It was Jonathan Banks in 2 fights.
Yeah.
Right? Then it's now Xavier Miller,
Yes.
the Peanut Boy.
Why you calling him a peanut boy? Bro, you know Xavier's gonna be on the phone in a minute. He's like,
I
man, why
don't
you
give a
man?
damn. No, fun against like Xavier's my guy, man. I like him.
Come on,
But
Xavier. We want the best for Xavier.
how I express love is to cuss you. Your head like a peanut, right? A dry peanut.
Yeah. So you know, my take is that listen, each individual has a different reason why they do things. But if we look at the common denominator is that guys lose and they want to leave as soon as they lose.
Yeah.
But what is the actual problem? Because I mean, you've lost the fight. Like, is everybody supposed to end their career on an O?
You know what?
Dominic, let me give you an example. Let me say why I say this. Let me say why I say this. Johnny Nelson had 12 defeats with the same team and ended up being one of the longest reigning cruiserweight champions ever.
No. He was the longest reigning cruiserweight champion.
He was the longest reigning cruiserweight champion. And guess what? If some of you have read Johnny's book or you've watched the episode of The Fight Is Right with Johnny Nelson knew what was going to happen. He had the desire to keep getting up after falling down. And his manager always said, it's a lesson. But guess what? That's why today we're still talking about Johnny Nelson and not other fighters who have made, decisions to just change their trainer after a loss. I mean, look, Anthony could have left after Russia.
Well, the thing about it is this, is like we do as human beings, we change our tune. And
Yes.
when we do change our tune, that means that we have other tunes to play.
Yes.
Was it Ali famously say, a man who never changes his mind never had a mind to change in the first place?
Yes.
But I think Floyd Mayweather was on this thing where it was like this magical great fighters. And I would say to anybody, go to BoxRec, because that seems to be all of a sudden the catalyst of how we rate fighters. And the greatest fighter of all time, actually not Floyd Mayweather. The greatest fighter of all time by their scoring system is actually Ezzard Charles. Now, in 1941, Ezzard Charles fights Charlie Burley. Charlie Burley is a man who they say Sugar Ray Robinson famously avoided when he was middleweight champion of the world. Sugar Ray Robinson won the middleweight championship in 1951, February 14th in Yankee Stadium against the Raging Bull Jake LaMotta. They said that he avoided him. But he fights Ezzard Charles. I see the little pertinence. You know what I mean? MTK Global. Wait, this one can wait. I want to carry on talking about my history, yeah?
Yes, go again.
Right? And this idiot can wait, but I'm going to deal with you anyway. Right? Ezzard Charles fights Charlie Burley in 1941. Within 4 weeks, they fight twice in 4 weeks. Then within that 4 weeks, Charlie Burley fights another man who was a historic fighter called Homer Williams. So he fights Homer Williams. I think Homer Williams was something like 95-5 at the time when he fights him. Charlie Burley beats him, then goes back in with Ezzard Charles. So at them times there, with the murderer's row, it wasn't about these magical odds. It was about, we are going to take a loss. You know what I mean? But they weren't accepting that. The fact is like, right, we're going to maintain to tune our craft. I ain't going to knock Floyd Mayweather for him bowing out undefeated, because Floyd Mayweather was an incredible businessman, right? But if he was fighting at the regularity of these old-time fighters, you're going to get an O. You're going to lose your O. Simple as that. Because you're not fighting twice a year or 3 times a year. Those days, that man was fighting 3 times a month. There is a difference.
Yes.
Right? So, things have changed. But the royalty that we have in boxing is that these young kids now coming. We've got a new age now. We got these little tweet, twerk, Instagram posting people. We think if someone says like I've never lost, that means that I am the greatest.
Yes.
No, it means that you're the smartest. Doesn't mean you're the greatest.
Yes.
We're to take fights, we're not to take fights. You know what I mean?
Yes.
You can get L, like we always say, the L stands for either a loss or learning. So I'd rather them take the learning part from it and keep on pushing forward.
Yes, sir.
So wait, I want to go back to that little impertinent man.
Wait. Bless up, Mr. Tunde and Mr. Spence. Only just hearing about the channel, and it's amazing the amount of the knowledge you man dropped.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much,
Mr. McPherson. Thank you very much. That means a lot, bro. We just like to talk the game. No, wait, they go back to this little idiot, man. Was talking about
Spencer's away.
Right? No, seriously.
But hold on, can I just ask? Is Rap Star Boxing Knowledge, are you a UK journalist or a US journalist? Can you answer that, sir? Well, he ain't answered it yet, but answer his question, Spence.
Well, who's the idiot, me or you? You know, Spence.
Yeah. Bro, I would say, mind how you're talking, bro, because you know us, we just press block buttons like it's ran out of fashions. So just keep it respectful. You know, we don't want to block no one this year on this channel. You know, we just want to keep it respectful. But so you know, it is a kind of disrespectful question, but I feel Spencer's gonna answer it. Go ahead.
Oh, UK Journal, yeah? Oh yes,
okay.
UK Journal.
Okay.
Even more so, I'm not hiding on no guys, rap star. Guys, you see me, you can find me anywhere, bro.
Come on, Spence. Keep it.
No, stop for a second. I'm just keeping this 100. Now,
Uzi fan said I'm drinking, bro. Start drinking there. It's not Tesco's, fam. It's stamina water. Look, you see the stamina for sale brand. It's not no Tesco's water. It's stamina water by Stamina for sale. All right, go ahead, Spence.
Wait there. I know Spence. He had my friend.
He's my friend. He's my friend. I know Spence. He's my friend. That's supposed to read.
All right, cool. All right, bless up yourself then. But back to the impertinence of did MTK Global pay for Mark Breland? No.
Disrespect.
Right, let me tell you this. A lot of these American, let's deal with this now. A lot of these American guys who love Deontay Wilder. I ain't knocking them for loving Deontay Wilder. I'm not even saying American guys. I'm saying a lot of these black American guys love Deontay Wilder.
Yes.
There's nothing wrong with you loving Deontay Wilder. That's kind of cool. Right?
Yes.
Right. You're meant to support and back somebody who you feel comfortable because you can see a similarity with it. Right?
Yes.
I ain't knocking for that. But don't let it blind you to talk some stupidness here.
That's what I find.
Right?
That's what I find. Old Tight Late Show 42. He's American in the building.
Right. So I'm saying this now. I got the Deontay Wilder thing for the simple fact that my phone book's nuts. And not only that, but I worked with Deontay Wilder. I worked with Mark Breland back in 2007 when I took Anthony Smalls, who just beat Walter Wright in the Contenders UK versus USA.
Sugar Hill was in the opposite corner.
Yeah, and we beat him. And Sugar Hill came up to me after and said, yeah, because we were shouting out instructions and that Sugar Hill said, you know you're boxing and that. And I don't forget that. Because everyone's talking about Sugar Hill's the greatest thing since sliced bread. You know what I mean? So if he's the greatest thing since sliced bread, he shouldn't be called Sugar Hill, he should be called Sugar Loaf. But you know, so we went to America. So I worked with Mark Breland. So from then we've known each other. So last year, and it's this time last year when people were complaining about him stopping the fight against Deontay Wilder and him not being allowed in the change room and all that mix up. And off of that time there, that's when I said that it was disrespectful of what Deontay Wilder done to him, because JD's used to be a crime reporter.
Come on, the knowledge.
JD's was a crime reporter. What do you know about boxing, JD?
A TV crime reporter.
A TV crime reporter. So obviously, I'm going to take the words of somebody who is a professional boxer, and as Tunde read off his accolades of his major accomplishments right throughout his career, more so than somebody who's a TV journalist reporter. I mean, you don't know about this game. You don't know about the dangers of this game. When everyone likes to get brave with other people's lives. Yeah, man, we would like Deontay to go out on his shield. Got on his shield, he could have gone out in the coffee room, boy.
Go out on your shield and then tell the children that the wife and the family that's left behind. You see what I'm saying? It's nonsense. Some of this boxing talk is so outdated. You're not dealing with reality. You know, you tell someone to go out on their shield. It's a person's life. Like as much as we're using it for entertainment, like this ain't Django days. Like them days are done, fam. People got families, and you got to, you know, Mark Breland was looking on Deontay like he's his son. He wasn't really concerned at that moment. I believe this is Tunde Ajayi speaking about the money. He was thinking about the well-being. It's like, you know, listen, tonight's not our night. Let's just, you know, wrap it up. We stop the fight. You got all your faculties in place. We train again and we come back again. But Breland already said Deontay can't beat Tyson Fury at no time. So I think that, you know, my personal opinion is that Breland done the honorable thing in stopping the fight. So J Diaz, in my opinion, why didn't he stop the fight? If you care so much about, because your man weren't winning the fight. Your man was getting broke up with. He got dropped by a body shot. From a heavyweights don't drop by a body shot. What heavyweight? As I said earlier today, they got so much fat around their belly. When you punch it, it's like you know them Fantastic Five brothers. When you punch them, it just goes in and out. Heavyweights don't get dropped by body shots. So the real heavyweights, anyway, world-class fighters in general don't get dropped by. You watch world-class boxing, you don't see world-class fighters dropping with body shot. And that's a fact. That's a fact. So there was no way he was going to win the fight. He was getting battered from round 1 to the end of the fight. So in my opinion, Breland actually saved his career, if not his life.
And I told you,
yes.
What's that? Later on, Deontay lost the first fight, and I'm a Black American saying it. Thank you very much.
Come on. And it weren't no glove gate business.
Come on.
UK Fitness, Food and Life says, Spence, that fight with Dave Walker at Wembley was immense. And who training for that fight?
I'd like to agree with you, but it wasn't in Wembley.
yeah.
That fight was actually in Stevenage. But yeah, I hear that. I actually trained for that fight. So yeah.
I was watching that fight. Bro, I still laugh at that fight to today. Because when you clapping with
a I'm just being real. I'm just being 100. You know when you're so drained of talking about a thing?
Yeah. All right. Last Spence on that one.
The person answer the question. I'm just like, nah.
All right. Let's move on. Hold on. The King of London in the building. New sub. Huge respect. Tunde and Fearon interviewing Mr. Breland was epic. You both did a great job. Thank you very much, Boxing Fitness. And yeah, you know, we got the scoop. And I feel that's why a lot of the US correspondents are vexed. Some of them saying it was a horrible interview and what have you. But we got the scoop. And you never. So how you like that one, Sunshine? Steve Bailey says, Frampton versus Heron, who wins?
Good fight, and me and Tunde's doing our little study because we're getting we're going to get both of them on the show hopefully next week.
Yes.
So I'll rather make my decision then.
Don't come with no diplomacy. I'm just keeping it real. Frampton has to get inside in this fight here. And it's going to be difficult because Herring, when you try to get inside, he just checks you all the time. That's the pattern. He checks you with a right hook and he turns you. He keeps on there. He's got a good jab. And I think Frampton has to watch for the straight lefts to the body.
Yeah.
And the uppercut to the body as well.
Yeah.
So it's a very interesting fight. You know, I as much as I want to say Frampton ain't gonna win the fight, I'm not doing that. I'm going with a homegrown fighter. So I'm backing Frampton. I don't business. See, I'm a man. I can put the little beef aside because I'm still gonna back a Brit fighting a Yank. It's just
cool.
because the American told me that yesterday on the thing. He said, "Listen, it's not personal. We're just going with the home guys." And I said, "Yes, that's what you're supposed to do." So Frampton needs to get inside and hit him because Frampton has definitely got the power to rock him. The overhand right, and I'm telling you, I'm giving you free information, Carl Frampton, is the punch for Aaron. The overhand right.
Yeah, I know, but I think the left hook's very key as well, you know. I think the left hook, sometimes he does that kind of check from his southpaw position. He does the check and he spins.
Yes.
He's going into man's left hook. That's what I think.
Yeah, but if Frampton throws the left hook to the body, he get clapped with a counter right hook.
Maybe, but if he takes his head out, he ain't gonna. But I like Jamal Herring, and I just want both of them on the show. I know fight very touchy. So if I go talk out the real knowledge now, I would say, "Buddy, you're not coming on your team, bro."
Yeah. No, Herring is a real fighter. Herring is a real fighter. Got a good range, you know, boxing ability, sidestepping. Yeah, he can fight. He can definitely fight. So it'd be a great fight. Haney versus Tank. These fights ain't happening. I keep telling people, the fights ain't happening. Those fights, all what's going on now is Corona talk. I keep telling people, it's Corona talk. The fights ain't happening. You ain't gonna see Garcia against Haney. You ain't gonna see Garcia against Teofimo. You ain't gonna see Garcia against Gervonta. They ain't fighting, certainly not this year, and probably the year after. So all this talk is nonsense. It's Corona talk. What do you think, Spence?
No, because if we could see Teofimo Lopez go in and challenge Lomachenko, I think those fights can happen.
This year?
Not this year, though.
Next year?
Maybe next year. No, I'm being real. Maybe next year, but not.
No, like I'm telling you.
I think there's no rush for none of these little young youths.
Well, that's the main reason. Yeah. That's the main.
There's no rush.
Yes.
My brother, what are you saying? Dream it.
True boxing talk.
Nah, bro, you got to talk it properly. Say it again.
True boxing talk.
No, it's dream it, believe it, become it. Not dream it.
Yeah. True. I heard you yesterday. It's not that.
Deontay Wilder said that, and look what happened to him. He got mashed up.
True. It's dream it, believe it, become it. True boxing talk says Ted Cheeseman is my favorite UK fighter. Wow. Tell Ted Cheeseman, Black Fight Fan got love for him. Errol Spence Jr. versus you guys will happen this year. Big up True Boxing.
Let me tell you, True Black Fight Fans are one of the realest guys out there.
Yeah, man. I was laughing. I was watching the show last night. I was on there, and I was enjoying it. I was enjoying it.
I was telling him to shut up, and them man thought it was a troll.
Yeah. I was enjoying it. Big up True Boxing talk and a great channel. And
we must return because we're coming on this thing. It's about 11 o'clock. About 1 o'clock our time. But we're
absolutely.
Black Boxing Fan, please send us the link. So we're going to be on it. And I can't wait to be on your thing. Thank you for the support, sir. And,
yes, sir.
it was also him that was pushing for us to start this channel, you know. So at the time when Tunde comes and said, let's start the channel, it was him that was saying, Spence, man, people gonna love you. Get on the thing, man. You gotta get on it. And so
Yes,
I picked him up. He's a real supporter. You know what I
I
mean?
was listening to him last night, and he's a real one. He don't business.
He's a real one. He's a real
He
one.
don't. He's talking a thing, and it's his platform, and all power to you, sir. And yeah, send that. We'll be on there. We'll be on there. Absolutely. So big up. That's interesting though. You know, I haven't heard no one say Ted Cheeseman is their best fighter, UK fighter.
You know what? You know what? I'm gonna get Ted on your show, you know, because Ted's our pal still. Ted's been on our show loads of time, long Ted for a long time. But these guys sit down and they studied up the game, how they want to study it up. So it's all good, man.
Yes. And the fight he spoke about was Spence against you guys. What do you think about that fight?
Spencer brought that up.
I'm telling you, it's not even a.
Spencer's a real one. He's Jamaican. What do you think? Spencer brought that up.
He's gonna brock it up. I don't care what anyone says. Yeah, Errol Spence is what his name says, the truth. And I'm telling everyone he's gonna beat Terence Crawford. I don't care what anyone tells me. He'll beat Terence Crawford. He's too big for Terence.
Yeah.
He'll run over Terence Crawford. I believe that. But you know, again, Rav86 says 20k views from yesterday's show and still going up. Breeden was a great coup. Now all the sports media are jumping on the headlines. Keep bringing us content. Listen, energy goes where energy flows. You just can't deny the thing.
Listen,
you
man,
just can't deny it.
End of the day, I have to be thankful to Mark Breeden for coming on. But like I said, you got a lot of people in America, especially like the Lions Den boxing community, you really do think that there was some shady business going on with Mark Breeden. I can't see it, but maybe it's because I'm not seeing it from their perspective. I have to see it from mine. And mine, I'm just saying, I don't see it. I'm sorry. And if it was the case, then come with your proof and your evidence. Don't just come with your hearsay. Come with your proof and your evidence. But like I said,
about the
if they're saying like, oh, he did Mark Breeden done all this wrongdoing, then come with your proof and your energy.
Hold on. Let me get this straight. Okay, so you're saying Breeden spat the water, but then after the fight, don't you take a drugs test? And don't the drugs agency follow you all the way?
Yes,
I know that.
Yes,
our fights, our VADA fights.
All right. So
the guy that does the testing is in the room with you from the minute you walk into the building. So then, did he fail a drugs test? Did Wilder fail the drugs test?
He didn't fail no drugs test because if he did, hot news.
So then, you know, how could there be this talk of?
Well,
and Breeden did answer. Breeden just went like that.
Exactly. Sure.
That was his answer. I'm not even addressing that because it's nonsense. So that was the answer Breeden gave when we asked that question. He literally just took and went like that.
What was that? Sorry. Blueprint Sports says true Lennox Lewis will do an exhibition soon. I don't know, but I could easily find that for
you. Nas A said what I said today. Wilder's, I didn't actually say it, but I was, you know, asking the question. Nas A said, is Wilder's aura gone? He says Wilder's aura is gone. He's done. What do you think about that, Spence?
No, because if you can punch like the way you can punch, and he's also got a lot of band behind him who are backing him, raising up that juju power, I just believe that I don't think his aura has gone because I don't think nobody who want to go and fight him will want to get touched by him because you get touched by him and you get touched properly with that right hand, you're done.
I'm going to be honest with you again.
No,
I think you might be right. Yeah, you know, but it's just a saying. But when I was in New York at the weigh-in for the Fury and Wilder fight, no, you're talking about Juju or Voodoo or whatever you want to call it. The aura of Deontay Wilder was mad. I was literally feet away from him. Obviously, at the first fight, I was ringside because we was. Yeah, you can feel the energy, right. And but my thing is how that energy is gonna be now that he's lost. Because when people were writing him off, I was like, you know, this guy might even come back even more hungrier and destroy people. You know, we got to remember that Tyson Fury's got a very unique style. I don't think there's a heavyweight in the world that fights like Tyson Fury. So, which doesn't count Wilder out. He's still if he can still have that same aura, he's still going to bring us some exciting fights, which I'm looking forward to.
I'm telling you. Sammy Ali.
Come on, big up Sammy.
Tunde and Spencer for always providing knowledge, as always speaking facts in this game. The best should fight the best, like the old days. You know what? It's very true, but the best should fight the best. But now you don't just have world champions. You have world champions who are aligned with TV stations. So you're the champion of the world for BT Sports. You're the champion of the world for HBO, who know do boxing, or you're champion of the world for Showtime, or you're champion of the world for Fox. You're champion of the world for DAZN. Right? And this is where things come difficult. And if we could have an amalgamation of the duality of people owning different fragmentations of world titles, then we could bond them back together. But that's
that ain't never gonna happen. I can't see that happen at no time. You know, it's just too many belts, too many, you know, franchise this, luncheon voucher that. It's just Tesco's belt, bro. There's just too many belts. There's just too many belts because it's sanctioning fees and it's really nobody really knows who the real champ is.
So
you know,
Wayne Fitness says what? Wayne Fitness says.
Did you see barbershop? Yeah, the little. I don't know what to call him. You know, the little gorilla baby in Planet of the Apes.
Listen. Barbershop, you don't have to worry about me. Cause I never stole his girl. I mean, Porter's dad did that. Kenny Porter, right? And he tried to attack them on the street. So don't worry about me, or don't worry about how bad our interview was.
He tried to attack Kenny Porter.
Did you see it?
But he can't try that nonsense with us. Come over to the UK. You ain't done your research, mate. all that beating up traders or attacking traders on the streets. You can't come to the UK and do that.
Nah, end of the day is this, right? The disrespect when he was talking, that doesn't matter. That doesn't bother me because you didn't get the interview and you won't get the interview because your energy's whack.
Exactly. And this is another thing. Let's just say this. The reason why we can pull this off is because we're putting out positivity. There ain't no negativity coming from us. Nobody was dissing Deontay Wilder. Neither me or Spencer was dissing Deontay Wilder. We wasn't even backing up really Breeden. We just had an opinion, you know, and there was no disrespect coming from us, either of us, at any point in time. So the fact that you're saying that, yeah, you know, this interview was too big for you guys and you should have got the interview.
Wait there. He's talking about this interview is too big. Yes. I don't know, the guy had not realised that I'd done 8 years at Sky. And then,
listen,
wait.
And he's coming with his little 99p shop paper, chatting about, look at me, I got my notes and notes. You just see Spencer. He ain't got no notes. I've got notes, but this is knowledge. This is knowledge. It's a knowledge thing. So, you know, some people need notes and some people don't need notes.
Bruv, this is my thing on this. When men are talking what they want to talk, end of the day, I've never heard you do anything that's trended. Anytime that I speak, it trends. All UK press quote me. Good or bad, they quote me.
Hold on. Malika's just FaceTime me. He's showing me a picture. I don't know if you can see it of me. Can you see it? You see the six pack?
Yeah.
The man shredded, bro. Me, Sparks, and Spud. And Spud. Come on, sorry, Spence. Go through.
Right. What's that? Boxing fitness, beauty salon, needs
another cut. from GB, this time from Tunde Spirit. No,
No,
but again, listen.
Go on. Hey, what is this? Allow those guys, because how they get off, this is how they do. Cause I seen when Andre Wood bad him up one time. This is how they might do this kind of thing. These people have to realize, Tunde will tell you, you see my black book, it's very serious.
Yes.
And when I phone, man, it doesn't phone and ring out. They man answer phone to me. I know you ain't got no one in your phone.
No, but the thing is, I mean, we're even giving this guy energy. The reason
energy.
The reason why he didn't get the interview and why he will not get the interview is because of what you're putting out. The minute you put someone down to elevate yourself, you've already lost.
Listen.
And that's what barbershop, that's what you need to understand. You don't elevate by putting others down. You just do your thing and you reap what you sow. It's an old law. Whether you're Muslim, Christian, Judas, Islam, it don't matter. Whatever religion you are, don't put down another to make yourself look big.
Cut that piece 1 hour 25 into it. Cut that piece. I'm posting that piece there. That's going everywhere. Yeah, I mean, I don't know why it's called barbershop conversation anyway, because he got no hair on his head. So I don't know what conversation with the barber.
So we ain't playing that game, Mr. Barbershop. We ain't playing that game. We've done everything organic, and we've done it without criticizing other channels. And you need to learn from us. Then maybe you might get the interviews you so crave for. You don't put people down. You need to learn from us. I don't care how well your papers are set and how many notes that you've taken. If your heart ain't clean, you ain't winning. How you like that one? Anyway, you got sunshine. Come on. Let's go.
Last 5 minutes, man. Before we call it.
Last 5 minutes.
I want to get ready for my man's thing still. I want to.
Yeah. Rob 86.
And then jump on the barbershop conversations thing.
Why cannot people respect the hustle, be proud and grateful for others? No negativity needed. Hard work reaps rewards. They're jealous. They have not seen or got Spencer's black book. There you go. There you go.
Come on, man. These guys, man, they make you sick. Seriously, they do. They spew out putridness because they're not happy with themselves.
Yes.
Signature, what are you saying?
Guys,
the respect you have earned is apparent. Come on, we know this. This is the only platform that Coogan has come on. Speaking about Coogan, that's another story, right? You guys have expertise in the sport.
And you know the difference between us and others? We're actually in the sport.
Come on, man.
Covering the sport. And that's the difference. And so when Spencer draws for the black book, the people that he's drawing for can relate to him. He's been a fighter. He's been a trainer. He's been a manager. He's been a promoter. So these greats and legends of the sport can relate to Spencer and myself because we've done it at a certain level. I'm yet to get to the promoter level, but don't watch nothing.
It's coming. We're going to be working with a mob.
Come on. Yeah, we're working with a mob. Anyway, carry on, Spence. We've got a few minutes left.
Yeah. Hey, you pick out anything, Gary, that you want to pick out, bro. It's all good. Right, Uzi's taking liberties. Uzi said shiny Tunde promotions.
Come on, I like that one. Come on. Shiny Uzi, bro. Yeah, that's a new name, bro. Now, but everything's stamina for so. You know this, everything's stamina for so. And the fight is right. It's just the fight is right. That's it. Come on, we're seeing some stamina for so new takeover for 2021. Taking over IFL TV by the end of the year. I can see subs going over. No, but this is again, Boxing Fitness. Thank you for that. But it's not about that. That's what I'm trying to say.
Right, Coogan gave it a nickname, the knowledge.
Yeah, it's not about that. It's never about the takeover. It's about being the best you can be. And you will get the credit you deserve for being the best you can be. We ain't here to take over nothing because myself and Spencer have already shown that when two minds, or let's say three minds, because Gary, the man behind the camera that you don't see, is the brains behind the analytics and the technicality of this show. When three minds come together, there ain't no competing with nobody. We're just doing our thing, and we're getting the rewards and really allowing ourselves to be passionate about the things we love and get paid.
Hussein says, do you see that?
What do you say?
Read that, Tun.
Goza Hussein says, you don't get a black book if you're not a good character. Come on. And it's the truth. It's the truth, because you know what? And I'm going to say this. There are a lot of people, they got guys' numbers, but when they phone them, they don't pick up. Bro, you know that? Yeah. And you try phone man in front of your brethren, and the phone's just ringing. No one ain't picking up. I'm going to be honest. When Spencer phones, they answer. And they phone Spencer and they get the answer. One thing I could say about Spencer, he's always been a kind of guy that is a very giving human being. And a lot of you have heard me say, givers gain. I'm going to say it again. Givers gain.
We heard you the first time, didn't we?
Come again?
We heard you the first time.
But it's the truth. Givers gain. So we got the link. We got the hookup. And, you know, we're here conversing with people, paying respects to people's career. I know we've gone over, but you know, as I say, the main reason for this show was just to pay respects to Leon, because not everybody knows about Leon. You know, we've heard a few things, and we know that he's the man that beat Muhammad Ali. But you know, it's good to talk about him as a person, as a human being, a family man, and that's it. I think we've said as much as we can on Mr. Spinks, and all respect to his family and condolences, and we wish you all the best moving forward.
Yep.
Easy. That hat looks cold, bro. You see what's going on? Ajayi Ajayi.
Someone just said, Tunde, you're gonna ask me, is he gonna start dyeing his beard or he's gonna ride it? Bruv, I'm riding it. There's no dye business, bruv.
Yeah.
I'm riding.
Kieran asked a good question. Who is a special guest next week, Spence?
I don't know. We got quite a few. Jamel Herring, Carl Frampton, also maybe Teofimo Lopez, maybe.
Say that name again.
Teofimo Lopez.
The Black Book strikes.
So yeah, it all depends. It all depends how you guys feel.
Carissa's there. She's got a fight coming up.
Yeah. Well, exactly. She's fighting. So, Karen, you say who you want to get on, and I'll get them on. You know what I mean? The Black Book's powerful, bro. The Black Book's powerful.
Teofimo would be a good one. I like that. I like his character.
Yeah.
Selling himself, and he's come up from the bottom. He's coming up from the bottom. Gary, why you putting me on blast like that, bro? Knowledge spitting names. Man dreams to be okay. Josh Taylor interview will be good. We've done again. Josh Taylor, go on the platform. You see it. We've done Josh Taylor. But again, he's got a big fight coming up. So yeah, 100%. I think we should definitely get Josh on again. Spencer Fearon is obviously gone to make his curry goat and rice. Hey, 84 boxing says Prince Naz. Well, I don't know what's the matter with Naz. Naz is a funny one because enough times we speak to Naz and tell him to come on, yeah, he'd be like, yeah. Then he just don't come on. I don't know why. But we'll try and get Naz. We'll hit him up again this week. And see where we are. Usually what you have to do. Listen, Spencer's back. BG Tunde's hat looks like an old school iceberg thing. Bro, remember the iceberg? Oh, wait there. Let me turn it to the side. No, that's Box Nation. Wait there. He'll give you the Stamina for Soul logo. Nah, money messing. Tunde got a bit like Spence. No, sir. Listen, I'm the original Benjamin Blackman, because I can't grow no beard. I've tried. I know. That's why I told that. You hear my voice, and my voice still hasn't broken all these years. But yeah, on a real, we got those hats, and I'm gonna put them up on a website again. So don't worry, they'll be on staminaepisode.com. Someone was saying that Prince Naz would be a great guest, Spencer. And I told him we've hit Naz up a few times. He kind of like he don't want to come on the thing.
Naz guy like he's a diva, he's an idiot.
Yeah, so we're not running down no one.
Not running down no one.
Yeah, if Naz don't want to come, and we've asked him, well, it's funny because people are asking us to come on the show.
Yeah, quite a few people.
Hold on now. What am I reading? What you think of Tyson Holyfield free announcement just now? If that is true, Tyson best man. Tyson best man. Because Holyfield is still carrying feelings that piece of his ear is in your mouth. I'm telling you. But again, it shows the state of boxing, as far as I'm concerned. It shows the state of boxing. Like come on, man. It's some joke business. I don't want to see, bro. Roy Jones and Tyson was on some hugging business. And people paid for that. People paid for that, Spence. To me, that's just diminishing the whole sport. You know, you got young people trying to make a living, you know, going in, training hard. Then you got fair play, you know, these guys are legends, but why do I have to pay $50 or £60 or whatever it is to watch two granddads swinging it? You're taking liberties.
Yeah.
You're taking liberties. You're taking liberties about Holyfield.
I was looking for it now. If I see it
about Holyfield Tyson free.
I can't see it being announced. No way. Yet.
With your hot boxing podcast, and that's easy. We love Mike. We love Mike.
That's cool.
But to say you're fighting, again, it's like Floyd doing all these exhibitions now. I know people need to earn a living, but I think that every time you do this, you know, even like with the YouTubers, yes, you're bringing people to the sport, but I just think that the more we have this, the more people's gonna not take boxing seriously.
Yeah.
You know, that's just my opinion. Yeah, we're wrapping up now, Spence. Though.
Yeah, man, definitely. And Trill Boxing, send us the details. Me and Tunde's gonna jump on the thing later on. It'll be fun.
Yeah. It's been fun, and let's close it off again. You know, let's pay our respects to Mr. Leon Spinks, who, let's close by saying a little bit about Leon. You know, Leon, after a 5-year battle with prostate cancer and other cancers at the age of 67, on Friday at 8:15, you know, he sadly left us, and he's gone on to paradise. Spinks served in the United States Marine Corps, represented the USA, and won the Olympic gold medal in 1976 in Montreal. But we all know he cemented his place in the boxing gods, or with the boxing gods, when on the 15th of February 1978 in Las Vegas, he not only shook up his world, the boxing world, but Muhammad Ali's world, when he became the undisputed heavyweight champion of the world after only having 7 fights. Michael Spinks, his brother, also won an Olympic gold medal at the same Montreal Olympics. So he was a great man. God rest his soul. Rest in peace. Rest in paradise. The one and only Leon Spinks.
Yep. And I end in closing that people only die when you forget them. May Leon Spinks rest in power. Neon
Leon. Dream it. Hold on. Dream it. Believe it. Become it.
Come on down. Take care.
Sir.
Good night. Join us on True Boxing. It'll be UK time. We'll say about 1:30. Myself and Bobby Tunde Ajayi are going to jump on there with Black Fight Fan, and it'll be us speaking about our last interview with Mark Breland. and all
which
of
has
the
been picked up by all the major newspapers, websites, radio stations. The video really has gone global.
Yep. So good night, people.
Good night. God bless.